RSL Nation!
What is good? What is good, everybody? We be back.
We're here again, but unfortunately, we don't have Christian with us. He
He
decided to
he's
take
on the he's on the other side of the world.
on a vacation, but
But
a good vacation.
do you blame him? Like he sent us pictures. He went and toured Wembley.
Not only did he do Wembley, but he also did he
Taylor
did
Swift.
he did do Taylor Swift, but whatchamacallit, he did Old Trafford.
He did Old Trafford. Christian,
That's
we
great.
miss you. Hope you're having a blast over there in England.
So we'd like to apologize to everyone in advance who is looking forward to Christian's comments and commentary,
Doesn't mean you
opinions,
have to
whatever.
doesn't mean you have to stop listening now. Please
Please keep
continue.
listening.
Please
Please,
keep listening.
please.
I was like, Alan and myself still have great stuff what we will discuss in today's episode for
Look,
you guys.
if people put up with us for how long, a full year
We're
before
about
Christian even came on.
we're about 15 months into this now, I
Yeah,
believe.
but we went a whole year without Christian, and then
Facts.
Christian decided to jump on. So
That's true.
I mean, if you
People put up with us for a full year. I think you guys can go 1 week without Christian, so it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine, though we really do appreciate him. Anyways, that was a really long Christian appreciation
Yeah,
segment.
I hope he listens to this.
I hope he feels appreciated.
He is. He is. He's a good cousin.
He is. So, welcome back, everyone. This week we have game week. There,
We are finally back after what, 2.5, almost 3 weeks.
19 days. It's going to be from the last game to this next game.
Oh boy,
That's a long time.
it's been a long, I want to say painful couple of weeks trying to find anything to watch, any soccer, anything. So I'm like, please. Obviously, we have Leagues Cup, I guess, still happening as we're recording right now, but it's just, I'm like, I want to take anything. We had River play tonight.
Yep.
Great win by them. So they advanced to the next round.
Yep. So there was Copa Libertadores. We tried to watch Leagues Cup. We're still trying to watch Leagues Cup. I have it on right now.
But
And
it's as we're discussing this right now, it's 3-0, 65th minute.
yeah, no, yeah, and
Colorado didn't show up. Are we surprised? No, no.
but there's also been other soccer with all the European leagues have started or are going to be starting. So that was an
Mhm.
entertaining weekend, especially with us being City fans. Well, look, honest. Here's
Hey,
a
hey, hey, Gu-
confession.
Gundogan is coming back home.
Sure, but confession. I don't know if I'm that interested now in City.
Is the fact that there's no more Argentines?
Yeah. Well, but the same thing happened to me with Barca too. Like I started losing interest in Barca. Like I'm still more of a Barca fan than Madrid
I
fan. Always.
I think after what happened in the Euros with Yamil, I think I think now I'm more invested in Barca because I want to see what's going to happen with his future. This
Ah,
well,
you like Lamine Yamal,
yeah, like I like this young talent. I love this young talent.
which
Um,
it's funny because my son he's like he all he talks about is Haaland and Lamine Yamal, and I'm like, oh, there you go. That's his generation. Where I talked about Messi all the time, he's now a Yamal.
just shows you this evolution of this change over time.
Thank heavens, because you know what? I was really worried there for a minute that there would be like no one up and coming, but th there's some people, there's some kids.
It's this good change, good change.
Mhm.
Um, but obviously, as you know, refereeing is still happening every single day, every single week for me.
Oh yeah.
Um, I've told you, but I guess I'll tell our listeners. I think because we get parents upset about calls. I had a game yesterday at Riverton.
Now, don't be calling out like
I'm not gonna be calling that up here. I For me personally, I kind of wish prior to parents yelling offside or any fouls, I wish parents read the rule book or maybe just took the referee test prior to every season.
look, I used to be in your spot.
Yeah, yeah.
But here's my take now. I love when parents and players, I
Oh
love it
yeah.
when they yell.
I love it, but obviously offside or anything, it just comes of perspective. Different thing because parents are sitting down. How can you tell offside when you're sitting down and you don't have the correct angle. Whereas me, the official, is right there, hopefully aligned with the last defender.
Yeah, I look, you're preaching to the choir here. It's kind of hard for me to tell you no, but I mean, yeah, I wish people would take that into consideration. But then again, we need to have those kinds of fans that yell because that's what the game is all about. It's about
Like
battling
don't
that kind of stuff.
don't get me wrong, I do enjoy it. If you ever do see me refing your child's game, or if you are that kid that I am refing, please yell at me some more.
If you're gonna yell, at least yell, "Hey, give me a sticker!"
Hey, ref, I need a foul.
Yeah. So, um, man, I really wish could go back into refing, but one day. Um, well, and I guess this is a quick plug. Hey, if you're not doing anything on your in your afternoons and you love soccer, go ref a game because they are
I'll,
in desperate
pr
need.
Prior to you wanting to do that, please be educated though. Be educated.
Nah, just go out and ref. Be whatever you want, just ref. Um, okay, we want to talk about some things today. We want to talk about obviously Leagues Cup because because we're an RSL podcast. RSL's in the MLS. Leagues Cup is an MLS made up cup. So
Is it
we're
the?
gonna
Are
we're
we
gonna
calling
talk
it
about it.
The Mickey Mouse tournament? No.
And this is one of the Mickey Mouse tournaments, but we're gonna talk a little bit about Leagues Cup. What's been happening since last week, our
Uh huh.
opinions and whatnot, because
Hmm.
we have many of them.
Yep.
Um, And then we're just gonna dig right into the game against San Jose because, well, guess what? There isn't much to be talked about because we are too excited for that game on Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah. Lots of players, lots of new additions that hope will be making their debuts. So it's exciting week for RSL.
Absolutely. So let's dig into this Leagues Cup. What what games have happened since last time we talked?
We had the games on Saturday. I guess that was the quarterfinals. So I guess to update you, we'll backtrack. We had Columbus beating NYCFC in a thriller of the PKs. It was 4-3 on that. And then in the other one, we had Philly Mazatlan. If I do recall, it was also 4-3 on PKs for Philadelphia. And then we swing over to the Seattle LAFC, which is a soon to be preview of the Open Cup semifinal.
Hmm,
LAFC just dropped the hammer on them 3-0 in that game.
interesting.
And then we go into the shocker of all, which I guess surprised so many people. Colorado Rapids beating America, which was the number one seed in this tournament, in PKs.
All right, let's beat this dead horse with this. we have to talk about is Leagues Cup still even worth it? Because uh, last round Saturday there was only two Mexican teams left in this
And,
whole tournament,
and obviously they're gone now.
and they both lost. One of them having the going straight to the knockout rounds. America didn't even have to play in the group stage.
Nope.
So I guess we're gonna like I said we're gonna beat this dead. But should we even be entertaining this Leagues Cup anymore? Because before the Leagues Cup started, I was like, yeah, let's go for it. I'm watching it, whatever. Um, as since Saturday, or actually since the round before that, I've been kind of like, I'll turn it on because, well, first off, there wasn't many games going on anyways, so I would turn it on. But
Now, do you feel like you're just saying that like this kind of meh feeling just because obviously RSL is out, or are you saying this more because like this is a tournament that's just mostly trying to get money, or this is
oh,
the fact?
oh, this is like ogre.
Oh,
This is like
there's many reasons.
there's as many layers. Um,
Like, like
like
I don't like that the fact that one, this is a made up tournament that this came up to be like a couple of
aren't
years
wait,
ago.
but wait. Aren't all tournaments made up?
Yes, 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 but uh, I don't like the fact that we're doing this tournament and we're making it so more and more teams get a ticket punched to the CONCACAF Champions Cup.
But again layers. But CONCACAF Champions Cup has now added spots. So
That's true.
it's gotten larger. So it's like we have to kind of
Because it
create
because
ways.
it, if we didn't have this Leagues Cup, then they'd be doing more. I guess, top five or whatever it may be in the Western Conference or the Eastern Conference.
So listen to this. The CONCACAF Champions Cup this year
Hmm.
expanded to have 27 teams overall. So um,
Yeah,
the here's the thing: the more teams that get into or go are able to go to a tournament, the more things you have to do in order for them to qualify to go to this tournament. So um, that's why this thing is full of layers. Like going back to your point of, am I just saying that because of X reasons? So my X reasons are, yeah, RSL isn't in it. So
yeah,
therefore, I'm not really interested. I mean, how many of us? I can bet you a lot of us, and a lot of the listeners, when we lost to Houston last year in the MLS Cup, everyone stopped watching the playoff. A lot of people stopped watching the playoffs. They didn't care after
probably.
that.
Yeah, yeah. I, I still continued watching, but I'm sure other people, obviously, they,
Right. So I can't say all, but there's a
yeah,
lot of people that just said
definitely, definitely,
not worth it. Same
definitely.
with Open Cup. Same with so once your team is out, interest drops
Exactly.
drastically, naturally.
Exactly.
Now with the money grab part, yeah, I this is a money grab. This is a total money grab. And so look, that's what kind of league we have. It's a money league. It's a I
Uh,
even would dare say it's
Unfortunate.
a mini Saudi league.
Yeah. It's what we see in every league thus far in the United States, in the NBA, NFL, and so forth. So it's the way that this has been going for 20 plus years now. But it's exciting for these teams that the top three obviously get to punch their ticket into the CONCACAF Champions Cup. And I think it's a good reward for the winner overall. Not the fact that you get to punch your ticket, but you get to automatically go to that round of 16.
Right. And that's yeah, pretty cool. Now, with that being said, that's super frustrating from an RSL fan point of view.
The fact that yes, Colorado they're getting their butts kicked right now as we speak, 3-0, 75th minute, but they
four
get to play.
four nothing.
Oh, did they just score again?
They just barely scored.
Okay, now it's 4-0 for LAFC. But even though they're losing, they get to play in the third place match against Philadelphia, where if they win that, then they punch a ticket to the CONCACAF Champions Cup, which is very frustrating. Like nobody wants to see their little brother be successful and make it into the tournament of tournaments.
Wait. You might want to rephrase that because I personally would love to see you have success as a
Oh,
little brother.
you want to
But
see me?
maybe we should change little brother to rival. You're like, wait, that I'm the little brother. App. But I no, I get what you're saying because seeing Colorado all of a sudden like last year they they were I think if they no they were the worst in the West, like
Hmm.
second or third worst in the whole league.
Yeah.
All of a sudden they make a couple of not a couple, they made a lot of moves.
And
A
now they
head
just lost.
coach.
And now they just lost their best center back in Bombito.
Well, I mean, but I'm talking about the positives real quick. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
they bettered their team so much that
Hmm.
now they are literally one game away from qualifying for Champions Cup.
Which is crazy to believe. You go from last to now possibly third in this tournament. So,
Now here's my thing. Real quick, deviating just slightly.
mhm.
We have LAFC that is going to be in the Leagues Cup final, has a possibility to be in the U.S. Open Cup final.
They are going to get a lot of hardware.
So what if they win this tournament? What if they and win U.S. Open Cup? They only get one of those slots. How
Exactly.
are the other slots filled? Do we
Well,
do we know? I bet someone knows.
obviously they're playing in the Open Cup. Let's say let's say hypothetically Philadelphia, I mean, not Philadelphia, Indy 11. Indy 11 beats KC.
To go to the
They
final.
go to the final. They would automatically punch their ticket to the CONCACAF Champions Cup, which would be the coolest thing on the planet because I think it's happened like two other times that a USL team or a lower division team has made it to that tournament.
I think
So
Fabian said three. It was Montreal, Vancouver, and then some really random team that I didn't
yeah,
recognize.
that sounds about right. But Or obviously if Kansas City beats Indy 11, but with
But here's the thing. If LAFC wins League's Cup, no, sorry,
mhm,
yeah, if they win League's Cup,
yeah,
they're already qualified. So
correct.
does that mean whoever is in the final with LAFC, if LAFC gets to the Open Cup final,
They automatically qualify.
the
Yeah,
second place person automatically gets it?
exactly.
Or,
Exactly.
or it's not the second place team, it's the second team, not second
Yeah.
place.
Yeah. But obviously if Seattle if I'm big if Seattle does beat LAFC in that semifinals, then everything is stirred up.
Oh,
But obviously, this is the one and only time I cheer for LAFC because I want LAFC to beat Seattle just so I can see Indy 11 punch their ticket because that would be the funniest thing on the planet.
it would be pretty funny. I I have a vague memory of something that happened in Argentine football also where there's a team Tigres. They
Hmm.
got relegated to the second division in the same season that they won the Argentine Cup, which is their U.S. Open Cup, and so they qualified for Libertadores, Copa Libertadores, as a second division team.
Because if you do recall, I think it was 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, we had Sacramento playing Orlando City in the U.S. Open Cup final. Obviously, I
Mhm.
think they lost 3-4 nothing. But the fact that we had a USL team make it that far just shows the progression of that league. So if we can get Indy 11 to do the same thing
Or
that
or it does show maybe that the lack of caring from MLS teams. I mean, you have to look at both sides of the coin because how many
because
MLS teams go
because
all out?
yeah, that's true. But these USL players and these teams, I guess they're auditioning, they're trying out to make it to the big leagues because this is their once in a lifetime chance to play against other big time players.
It's true. I mean, you're not wrong there. It's just I don't know. I think I still go back to being an RSL fan. I'm just super frustrated about of the amount of opportunities that we had, and do you know what was funny the other day, today, yesterday, something one day, my mind just started going through thinking about our Leagues Cup run, we'll call it, and the fact that Chicho wasn't with us, and I'm almost starting to believe conspiracy theories, man. Like I really want to think like the league did something to make sure that Chicho would not participate and make us like in a really bad rut. I don't know. Maybe we haven't played a game in a long time, and and I'm just super frustrated.
I don't know. For me, I think it's just the fact that we played Houston last year. They know us really well, so maybe that had to do with it. Who knows? Maybe if we had somebody different than Houston in our group, things would have been flipped around. But you could play the what if so many times. Like it has been so frustrating these past 3 weeks almost that we've had no RSL soccer. I've been going crazy.
Yeah. I have a really quick question for you. A couple of messages that we sent back and forth
I,
because we
I,
send messages all the time.
I like messages.
Um, you had mentioned, and I'm not trying to throw you under the bus, but I'm throwing this out there as a discussion.
Oh boy.
We talked about the amount of games that these players play in a year. And I only bring this up because
Oh,
I know you're probably like, leave it alone. No, I can't because you said,
so obviously they're okay. You can continue.
all right, I was gonna say, you said these players with all the tournaments and the season that they play, they'll probably play anywhere between 40, 45, 50 games, and that should be easy for them. Now, I ask you, let's talk it face to face, not through messages. Is 40 to 50 games easy for a player
Obviously,
in
obviously,
a year?
obviously that's an excessive amount. It's an excessive amount because during that time you're gonna have injuries, you're gonna have fatigue, you're gonna have so many different things. But I'm just saying it's a good amount of games, 40 to 45, obviously depending on how far you go in tournaments, playoffs, or whatnot. But it's a good amount of games if you have that depth on the bench. Right now, I feel like RSL is at a good point where if we had that many games, then maybe obviously we pick up a couple injuries here and there, but I think it would be enough, maybe.
Now here's my issue. And Leagues Cup is all tied into this. So
Mhm.
don't think I'm going off on a tangent. Um, but because Leagues Cup is obviously it's a tournament,
Hmm.
the MLS and Liga MX have decided to stop season games. How do you think that we should be stopping league games during this kind of tournament? Should Leagues Cup be a season long tournament, just like Carabao, FA, Champions League, Europa, and Europa Conference? Should it
Mm,
be a league like a season long thing?
that's actually a good point. Because obviously the Open Cup is just like that, where it's not just how the Leagues Cup is now. It's not just
Yeah,
condensed. I actually would like that more if it's over, maybe just spread out.
because I think the season was crammed this year. I mean,
Mhm.
how many weeks did we go Wednesday, Saturday? We went in May.
It,
It was like the
it
whole month.
yeah, it was a ton in the month of May. I know coming up, obviously, we have like the international window. We'll have a couple more, but yeah, the beginning of the month, the season was just all crammed. But I believe if we space this out evenly with the Leagues Cup, have group stage not or the beginning part in the month of March, April, and then conclude it September, October. I would say prior to the playoffs, have the final third place prior to decision day for the MLS. Then I feel like that would be a little bit better.
Now get this, and stay with us, listeners, because this is going to get really interesting. I'm throwing out this, and I'm a nobody, but I think this might work. I think what you do is to do the same thing as you do with Copa Libertadores. You have it's a season long thing where you still have group play, you
Hmm.
have playoffs, and you get a champion. That goes from March until December. That whole tournament. Now, pre qualifications in order to qualify for that tournament can be done in December, January, February as like preseason,
Hmm.
but it's not preseason. You have to like keep playing your hardest and keep a good form, keep good shape. So I don't know. That's my solution to the Leagues Cup jam is to make it the whole season long.
No, it would not be a bad idea at all because right now you have these teams that get eliminated back on the group stage or I guess beginning of the knockout stage, beginning of August, who don't have this opportunity to play against other clubs, don't get this practice, don't get this game time speed. When right now they're just playing against their own teammates, which is good and all, but it's not the same at all. Practice
Yeah,
is so much different from actual game.
yeah. So um, let's switch gears because, like I said, we don't want to beat Leagues Cup dead, even though we just beat it dead. So sorry about that, everyone. But
It's like how Colorado's getting beat right now.
yeah, we beat it just like Colorado. um, let's shift it over to MLS. MLS season is starting again this
We
Saturday.
back. We back.
Well, let's talk about the league first. Let's talk about where the teams are at. Talk about the standings because everyone is down to nine, or almost everyone is down to 9 games left.
Yep.
There's some with 8 games left. There's some with 11 games left.
Hmm.
Columbus.
Yep.
But let's figure out where we're at and where RSL can be eventually. So
Yeah. So to update you guys, so Western Conference, when we took our nice little pause.
I don't even want to say it's nice pause, man. That was horrible.
No, that was a terrible pause. So we have the LA Galaxy, LAFC, right above us, 49 points, 47 points, and then we fall in third place at 44. So we're sitting decent. We could be better. Like,
Now, now here's my worry. Yeah, you're right. We could be better, and it worries me that the we could be because we need home field advantage for this playoff. We really do.
and the fact that we have 2 point 2, not 2 points, 2 games at home prior to the international window is huge. Is huge.
And on top of that, they're against supposedly the worst teams,
In, in,
literally the
in,
worst teams in every conference.
yeah.
But I am a little worried. Um, but I don't want to get into the San Jose talk yet. But it does worry me a little bit because of the form of the run of form that both these two teams, the next two games, um, those two teams have had, especially in Leagues Cup.
I think making this transition back into the regular season for the MLS, what worries me the most is these teams who are, I guess, are bottom tier, who aren't doing the greatest in the MLS regular season, like St. Louis, are going to all of a sudden flip that switch and do well because we saw St. Louis pull off the upset against Portland, who I guess nobody, me, I wasn't expecting that at all.
Right, right.
So that's what kind of worries me. Like you look at Austin right now, 10th in the regular season. They got two huge wins against two big powerhouse teams in Mexico. Are they all of a sudden going to flip the switch and do well and sneak into the playoffs?
Yeah,
So
yeah. It's worrying. But here's what I want to maybe take a look at. I didn't even I'm just this is impromptu right now because it just came up at the top of my head. How many home and away games do the LA teams have the last part of the season?
I know they
Um
do. I know we do get one more El Trafico.
oh yeah.
There is one more El Trafico.
So that might help us. But here's the funny thing. LAFC has one game in hand with us and two games in hand again with the Galaxy.
So
So
the Galaxy have 4 games left at home.
only four. Mm.
Only 4 at home.
And none against us, right?
None against us. We don't play any of the LA teams at all.
That's right. That's right. Yes. Yes. I'm excited. LAFC, what does their home away look like?
So LAFC, they have one, two, three. They have 4 games left at home.
Oh, so basically here's what we're looking at. I'm glad we looked at this because now this has turned very interesting. Both LA teams only have four. We have six games at home.
I think if you compare both, like I think LAFC might have the slight have a little bit harder of a finish because they do have to play Cincinnati left.
LAFC?
Yes,
Hmm, that does seem tough. Also, LAFC's next game, which they might actually that game might have to be rescheduled because of
it.
the final.
I believe it already. No, it
Already
has
was.
not. No, I don't. I don't think it has. But yeah, obviously it's gonna have to get rescheduled because they're gonna be in the final, and then they have the Open Cup on Wednesday.
Do you think they're going to have to reschedule? I haven't heard any announcements on when it's going to be rescheduled, but would they have to reschedule it in the international window? If
Who
that's the
knows?
case,
Who knows?
that's zero rest for them. That's
It's
ridiculous,
well, it's just
and they would be without many players.
yeah, it's just like I feel like back in May or something like that. It was always back to back to back back for LAFC.
Yeah, no, it was at the beginning of July. Remember that
Hmm.
when we played them,
Correct. Yeah.
that was crazy. So that's very interesting for me. The LA teams only having four out of their last nine at home.
Whereas we got very lucky to have 6 of the next 9 at home.
Yeah, we can complain with some parts of the schedule, but there are two things that we should be grateful for. One, we played Miami. Two, we have six of our last nine at home.
And 2 of those are against San Jose.
Oh yeah, that's true. Two of them are against San Jose. So um, that's going to be very interesting. Also, did you know? Obviously, you can read numbers here. Did you know that we have the second highest goal totals, goals for in the league? Did you know that? That's a stat I didn't even look at.
It's facts. It's facts.
51 goals. Inter Miami's leading with 56, but 51 goals for.
Yeah, yeah. Last year, obviously, we finished the season with 48 goals and 50 against. So huge, huge improvement from last year to this year already.
And we call that the Chicho effect. I think. I think that's what everyone's calling it. I don't know. Let's now let's dive into this game. Um, this game is obviously played at home. First time we're coming home since when did we play against Atlas? August
It,
1st. There we are.
August, well, last regular league game was at home was July
July.
6th.
Oh,
It,
That's ridiculous.
it's been since July since 6th since we played a league game at home.
I need to ask Google how many days that is. How many days between? Because
August 24th and July 6th.
that's ridiculous. And August
And Google's
26th.
and Google's answer is
Google's answer. Oh, what the heck? I have to put the exact year, by the way,
uh,
because of what you call it, leap year. So the amount of days is 51 days since our last home game,
you're,
regular
you're
season home game.
you're joking, right?
No, 51 days since our last regular season home game.
That is crazy.
That's ridiculous.
Wow. Wow. I didn't realize it was that many days.
Um, so if you're still listening with us, if you're still with us, 51 days ago is when we went to the stadium for a regular season game. Yes,
That's all,
yes,
that,
yes,
that
we saw Atlas.
that's almost 2 months. Wow.
Yeah, it says 1 month and 20 days.
Oof.
Um, but yes, people could say, sure, we did see Atlas come to our to oh my gosh, I was gonna call it the riot.
But
America First.
that doesn't count because that's not a league game. That's not regular season.
Yeah. So 51 days. Like, what can I do with 51 days?
Go
All
on
I
a
know is
night.
that I'm like I'm shocked. Literally shocked.
Yeah.
I
You
did not expect that.
you and me both. You and me both.
Well, flip. Here I wanted to have an impromptu conversation and I come out being super surprised. Flip. I'm almost speechless because 51 how can the league allow 51 days of no home games? We
We were in timeout for 51 days.
we did four. Did we do? No, it was only three games. Three game road trip.
It was 3 game road trip, and then we came back home for Leagues Cup, and then we went on the road to Houston. So
I'm just shaking my head
it,
if you're listening.
yeah, it was brutal. It was brutal. But anyways, we are back home Saturday against the Earthquakes of San Jose, who, if you look at the table, there's nothing to be surprised about. They are sitting bottom dwellers. Um, 14 points.
But let's talk about them because
Obviously,
like
they made some noise in the Leagues Cup because I
some noise.
they upset Chivas, which that was very shocking, and
Yeah,
they put up a good fight against the Galaxy.
yeah, and then they blew out Necaxa.
Hmm.
Like that's literally a blowout, 5-0. That's ridiculous.
And then they got blown out to LFC.
Yeah,
But
they got put in their place.
I think the team as a whole, San Jose, they must have realized like, hey, we're not doing great in the regular season. Hey, let's go balls to the wall. Let's try our hardest in this League's Cup and see what we can do. And I think Espinoza, Bobasi, all the guys, they came together and they put on a show.
Um, let's definitely make sure we mention the fact that Hernan Lopez, their newer signing. I already forgot when he got signed. But
Back in April,
okay, he was at the very end of that transfer window,
coming from Godoy Cruz.
coming from Godoy Cruz from Mendoza, Argentina. Um, look, he's been super for San Jose. Yes, granted, San Jose is in last place. Granted, San Jose is not the greatest. In fact, they suck. But with Lopez and Espinosa, um, I think there's obviously chemistry there. It's a country chemistry, but I definitely wouldn't put it past them to cause issues on our back line that has been having issues this year.
Yeah, I look at the San Jose team and like they don't have bad players, not at all. I don't know what it is that they're lacking because obviously they have Espinoza, they have Lopez that they brought in, they have a Bobase who he's been good for several years. They have Carlos Gruezo who he was pretty decent in Copa America, So, and then obviously Jackson Ewell. So I don't know what their deal is this season that they're not able to pick up points at all.
Well, here's the thing. They also went through a coaching change. They fired their previous coach.
That's true.
Um,
That
and,
that is true.
and any team that goes through that is usually in for a rough ride for a minute. So obviously we see positive things coming out of them. You don't beat Chivas and you don't beat Necaxa just because. Um,
So
but yeah,
yeah, I'm looking at San Jose's past games that they've gone. Their last game that they won on the road, because obviously they're going on the road this Saturday to play us, was May 11th against Colorado Rapids, 3-2.
that was one a long time ago. And two, that was a long time ago. And in between that, between let's see, they went on a winless streak too.
Yeah, their next win after that was July 7th against at home against Chicago. And then after that their next win was the 5-0 against Necaxa.
Well, technically Chivas,
I guess yes, Chivas and then they're 5-0 against Necaxa.
but like you mentioned that last road win for them back in May against Colorado, they went
Hmm.
on a 10 game winless streak.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
with during that period, they scored, let's see, five, six, seven, 10, 12 goals. 12 goals in 10 games. And I'm counting the Open Cup. If I don't count the Open Cup, that's 9 game winless streak, and that's only 9 goals that they scored.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
they're not a goal scoring team. In fact, I wouldn't even call them a working functioning team at this point. I mean, they I don't know if they even have possession. They don't have much except for maybe just like a surprise. All of a sudden, all of them are all clicking. They're all working on all cylinders kind of day. But going up against tough opponents, I mean, we saw them go up against LAFC a couple of times already.
Hmm.
In the season, they lost 6-2. In the Leagues Cup, they lost 4-1. Was it?
Yeah, correct.
So against teams that have good players,
They can't keep up. They can't keep up at all.
no.
But no, not at all. But on good news with RSL side, Pablo was on with Spence Checkets yesterday. So yesterday being Tuesday, Pablo did give word that Diogo, with Diego Luna being out for Saturday's match, Diogo will be playing on that left mid, which it was kind of expected because who else would be playing in that left mid role? So that obviously will mean Crooksies will play in that center role, but that leaves the question: who plays right mid? Do you have Lachlan just go into the fire first game, or do you have it be Chang or Hidalgo?
Great question. But let's maybe just backtrack just a slight bit, just to remind everyone that Diego Luna is suspended for this game because of yellow card accumulation. There's a lot of people that are like, "What? He's suspended? What happened?" So
Yep. If you kept up, obviously that last game prior to League's Cup, he picked up that yellow card.
yeah, against Colorado. Um, so yeah, with Diogo going to the left,
Hmm.
I'm going to assume, and then I think it's a safe assumption that Crooks is going to be that middle, the attacking mid.
Yep.
Um, here's the right wing issue. Um, not to get political. That was a bad preface. Right wing issues. Um, so here's the thing on the right side. Um, we have Lachlan that could be available. I think I haven't heard of any visa issues.
Because Pablo did also say in that interview with Spence that all of our new players, because we have five of them, all of them will be available either to start or on the bench, minus Dominic, which he is figuring out visa stuff.
Yeah, he had to go travel outside the state to figure out some visa stuff. So here's the thing. Um, I think one of the interviews that happened on Tuesday interviewed Lachlan and
Mhm.
asked him how he's doing, how he's adjusting and whatnot. Two things popped up to me that I think might determine if he's going to play or not. One was jet lag, which
Yeah.
it's I've never traveled to the opposite side of the globe. I've traveled to the opposite side of the hemisphere. So not no jet lag there. But that's an issue. Could
Yeah.
be an issue. But
Hmm.
the other issue, and it's a huge one, altitude.
Oh yeah.
So
Absolutely.
he
Absolutely.
he he mentioned altitude, and so my thing is, I don't think we're gonna see Lachlan start this weekend. Usually the altitude, I'm no doctor, so this is what I've heard. I think it takes about a couple of days to a couple of weeks to get acclimated.
And I think even though Diogo might be starting on, well, might he will be starting on that left wing. I I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't play a full 90, just because same with Lachlan, he's trying to get acclimated, still trying to get used to the elevation, all those things. So don't be surprised if somebody I don't know who would fill in his spot on that left mid spot.
Well, let's dig into this. So, let's go with the right side first. So, with Lachlan, I don't think Lachlan's going to start.
No,
Who
no.
who starts then? So,
It's
what are our options?
either between Chang or Hidalgo. Um, Both bring good options. You have Hidalgo who brings that speed, which he has brought on that right back spot, and you have Chang who kind of brings that experience for that midfield, but doesn't bring that speed per se that Hidalgo brings. So for me, I would kind of lean towards Hidalgo because I feel like maybe he might be able to balance well with Diogo on the other side.
I just heard RSL Nation just in my head when we mentioned Chang. All of a sudden, everyone go, "Ugh."
Boo!
Yeah, I didn't hear the boo. I hear the
Oh,
"ugh."
there was no boo. Okay,
No boo. I mean, look, if you're booing Chang, come on, you got go
you got issues.
you go do your laundry. Um, um, no, I just I hear a lot of just sighing like, ugh, I don't want Chang, but it's an option. I don't think we're going to exercise that option because he's obviously we know he's an older player. He does bring experience, like what you said, but
For me, this would be probably the last and only time I would see a Chang or Hidalgo playing in that role the rest of the season because there's a reason we picked up these new players to obviously be key starters or key bench players because why else would we be spending this amount of money, millions of dollars? Because
but then that also brings up a good point. Great point that you made because here's the thing. If you start Chang on the right side,
mhm.
I would see him coming out earlier, 55th, 60th minute, and putting in Lachlan. I think Lachlan can go that amount of minutes, 30 to 35 minutes in altitude.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Yeah, same.
So so
It could,
I would leave Hidalgo as a backup to Javane.
and then obviously Brody that backup for Catranis. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's how that would work out. Now, going to your point of who would we sub in for Diogo? What if
Mm.
Diogo can't go the whole time because of altitude, for
Yeah,
example?
because obviously Dominic, he's not here. Dominic is not here yet.
Here's my solution.
Benji,
Chi Chicho's going full 90.
yeah.
That means Crooks is gonna get subbed out with Julio,
Hmm.
and then I do think Benji is gonna go into that wing spot.
Yeah, and also we have Anderson who when Chicha was out, Anderson was giving that more playing time, that more experience. So both are good options that you could have off the bench to use.
See, now talking about all this makes me more excited the fact that we got all these players because now we can talk about options. Before it was like, oh, we don't have anyone.
No, it's absolutely true. And the fact that we're gonna have most likely two new RSL players making their debuts on Saturday in Diogo and Brown makes me excited. makes me excited to see this depth that we're gonna have on the bench.
And yeah, this is and they're key positions that we
Yeah,
needed. I mean, right back has been our weak spot for the past season and a half
because
or more.
we've seen thus far this season how fast Catranis is in bringing that up on that left side. Just wait for when you see Brown, because Brown, ooh,
This is
this,
good.
this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good.
Um, Shoot. Well then, let's give our quick lineup. What with who? Well, we already did half of it, but let's finalize it. Who you got in your full lineup?
Yeah, I'm gonna go McMath back in goal because obviously we saw Beavers running that whole time during League Cup. McMath back in goal. Catranis on that left with Vera Glad in the middle. Brown making his debut with Ojeda and Nelly on that defensive mid. And then I'm gonna go Diogo making his debut also on the left. Crooks in the middle with I'm gonna
Do it.
go
Do it. Do it.
let's go Chang and then Chicho up
Ah!
top.
Well, shoot. That's fine. That's fine because I have the same exact thing. Again, our biggest question mark, huge question mark, is that right wing. Who's going to fill in for Gomez right now until new players get acclimated? So
Yeah, obviously once Dominic is here, and then I think everything will be pieced back together in the correct way.
that's going to be an interesting battle. Lachlan and Dominic,
Yeah, it's going to be a good battle because they're two good players who are up and coming.
young, too, very young. So
Well,
I,
one that's going to possibly be playing for his national team in Dominic.
yeah, I feel sorry for Pablo on this one. It's a good problem to have, but
Um,
nonetheless, it's a problem.
I think Spence he compared it to somebody going grocery shopping and you literally throwing all your groceries and asking them to cook for you.
Oh, I get, yeah, I can see that. I mean, throwing all the good ingredients at you, and you're like, ah, crap, ah,
Yeah, he's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to cook.
yeah. So hopefully, it doesn't become that confusing. But let's um let's throw down a prediction time.
Yeah, it feels like it's a hot minute since we had a prediction time. So it's gonna be great. We are finally back at America First Field after a long hiatus, but with new players playing, making their debut for Saturday, I'm just gonna go with a good solid 2-0 win for RSL.
Nice, nice, solid. Hey, Christian, what do you say? um, so here's the thing. I think we're going to our new players are going to shine. We're back at home, obviously, and I think the crowd is gonna make sure that the team knows that we miss them.
Hmm.
The players are gonna show that they miss being on the field. I think this is gonna be a rout. It's gonna be a 3-0 win for RSL.
Awesome, awesome.
Boom.
That's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be awesome. I hope that America First Field gets packed. The fans show this team how much we miss them because the team deserves this. These next 9 games, and like we mentioned, 6 of them being at home, it matters the most.
Yeah, yeah, legit. I'm super excited. Um, I won't be at the field, but you know where I'm gonna be at. You know where I'm gonna be at. And you guys all know where I am always at home.
You guys, I will be there. So if you see me, come say hi. I will have stickers for you. I'll be at the tailgate prior to the match. So come hang out with me and all the fun supporters from Los Caballeros Reales to Riot Brigade to Salt City. Like you guys are the best. So come
Yeah.
say hi. Um,
Let's make sure that hey, if you're still listening at this point,
mhm.
um, one, we're super grateful for you because we love having these conversations about RSL soccer in general. But make sure you go tell a friend um to take a listen because we love to grow the community, grow the conversation. We want to make sure everyone is involved in talking about soccer. We don't exclude anyone, especially on social media. So we want to make sure that everyone is included in the soccer conversation, no matter what your soccer knowledge. Um, we yeah. Period. We
Nosotros
welcome everyone.
somos real.
Nosotros somos real. It's very good, very good. Marcos, send us off.
Yeah, if you guys are not already, because I don't know why you wouldn't be, follow us at the RSL Bros on Instagram and Twitter. Listen to us on anywhere where you listen to your podcasts on Apple and Spotify, and watch us right here on YouTube.
It's true. You say here like we're already on YouTube.
Well,
Right?
it's our faces right here.
That's true. Go tell a friend. Go tell a friend.
Yeah,
Eh,
awesome. Well, you guys have a wonderful week. MLS is back this weekend. We will see you at America First Field. Take care, guys.
ciao, ciao.